Who is your favorite fighter to watch compete? I asked fellow fighters that question in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
My favorite fighter besides me, man, I'm an Aldo fan. I like Aldo a lot. He was one of the guys that gave me hope. Be like, look, this wrestling world or whatever, us strikers can come together. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Aldo is my favorite fighter to today.
For me, it's Anderson Silva for all time. I think he's the GOAT. To like the way he made it look easy. I think he's my favorite for all time.
Chael Sonnen, man, that guy's a legend. Every time Chael put it in there, he gave his absolute all. I mean, that guy's a true American patriot, and I'm forever grateful for our friendship and being able to know him, being as we're both Oregon gangsters.
Right now, probably Jorge. He's a gangster. I love watching Jorge. I'm super excited to whatever he fights next. I don't think he should fight Diaz again because I rewatched that fight yesterday and he just whooped him. Like that was pretty one-sided. So probably Jorge right now.
I love watching Israel Adesanya fight. I love it. I love watching Brandon Moreno fight too. I love watching Amanda fight. I love watching Valentina fight, and all for different reasons, really. Brandon Moreno has quickly become one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Because again, the backstory. Like, I can appreciate a champion, and Izzy doesn't really fit this bill because he's been almost flawless. But I can really appreciate a champion like Jan and like Brandon, who had to really pick themselves up out of the dirt. Who didn't just. Khabib is like. Watching Khabib fight is almost like watching the NBA. I don't identify with it because it is so far beyond a skill set that is relatable to me. Mm-hmm. But when I watch someone like Brandon Moreno or someone like Jan, knowing that they weren't always this perfect, that they weren't always at this level, and that they had to like dig deep and find that within themselves and put in the work and go through the tough times. I love that because while I still can't identify with the skill set that they have now, I can identify with the skill set of it hasn't always been easy. So I like those types of fighters.
I like watching Dom Cruz. I like watching Israel Costa. I enjoy watching him.
I have two of them, and they are Fedor and Mirko. They are my two idols. But if I need to pick one of the UFC, it's Cain Velasquez. I love his style and how he fought, when in his prime.
Nossa, I like a lot. Oh, I like Amanda. I like McGregor. I like Jose Aldo. I like Holloway.
Oh, I have a couple guys, it's not only one, but I love to watch my training partner. It's my friend, but definitely I'm a big fan, favorite. I love to watch him. He's a Marlon Moraes. The magic, you never know what he's gonna do. But have so many guys, man. I love to watch Pedro Munhoz. He's a tough guy. I love to watch Frankie. I love all his fights. I'm a big fan. I love to watch Shane Burgos. I watch all his fights because he's a fun guy to watch, I'm a fan. I love to watch the good fighters,
Be honest, anybody, I love guys like, Conor, of course, Ronda. Take any of their fights. It's always exciting. If anybody says they don't like their fight, they're lying. You know what I mean? It's just a hater, a liar. You know what I mean? Because you can't not like their fights. Whatever way you may feel about those, people, but you love their fights. That's why they're such huge stars. So I love guys like that. Of course, Fedor, is my favorite fighter of all time. Conor, Ronda, guys like that. They always bring the fight.
Probably Joanna. I really like watching Joanna. She's sort of been idol for me for the past couple of years, and I'd also love to fight her one day. Her, I like watching Israel fight. I just think his style is great, and obviously Robert Whittaker as well. Anyone Australian or New Zealand is up there with my favorites.
Favorite fighter to watch in MMA right now, probably Yair Rodriguez. Just coming off that last fight, I think that's the guy to watch right now. Hopefully he can come back sooner than later with all the injuries, but my guy to watch right now is Yair.
I mean,
Ryan Laflare was a guy that got me into fighting. He's always been one of my favorite fighters. He doesn't fight anymore, obviously, but I'd say he was always, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And, it's someone who had a big influence on my career, so I always, really pulled for him.
I really am a fan of Peter Yan. I'm not gonna lie. I really love how he fights. And actually, I'm lying. Alex Volkanovski. After his fight last weekend, him and Robert Whittaker have always been two of my all-time favorite fighters, and I feel like they're just getting better and better and better, and I'm always excited to watch them. I get a little too emotionally invested in Whittaker's fight, so I cry when he loses. I was so sad when he lost to Izzy. That's literally the only reason I don't like Izzy, is because he beat Rob.
Kevin Holland.
Want to say Chris Cyborg. It's, super exciting fighter.
Mike Chandler comes to mind for sure. The gas tank is ridiculous, but there's so many good guys right now. If you'd have told me that Lance Palmer and Nathan Schultz would not be back for the finals this year, I would have laughed at you. But look where we're at, and there's a bunch of amazing fights coming up in the next 3 weeks with the PFL. Obviously, I'm excited to see Kayla get back out there. Excited to see if Clarissa Shields is putting any more tools in the tool belt as well. There's just a ton of excited for Miesha Tate getting the win and getting back in there. It looks more fit than I've ever seen her in her career, and I've seen her for a long time. So excited about her. She, obviously looking to get back in there as soon as possible. So there's the sport's exploding, and there's just a lot of tremendous fighters to watch right now.
Who is my favorite fighter to watch? I love watching my friends. Dom Reyes, Jared Van Der, although his last fight wasn't that much fun. Ashley Yoder's a lot of fun to watch. Shawn Strickland, I love watching Shawn Strickland. He's one of my best training partners, and he's just an animal. So, people don't understand how good Shawn is. So I love watching his, because there's halfway through round one when the guys realize this isn't what I thought was going to happen.
My favorite fighter to watch right now, it mixes up all the time, man. The one that stayed consistent the longest is Lorenz Larkin. I know it's mad random, but that's my guy. I steal a lot of Larkin's moves, that's my guy, the monsoon. So he's one of the ones that stayed the most consistent. But I also like watching Peter Yan. I like the way he mixes his stances up. Like I said, Corey Sandhagen's another one that I like too. But the ones that stayed the longest is definitely Lorenz.
Oh man, there's so many. The game has changed so much, and it's such a fun time in MMA. But probably right now, Israel Adesanya. I feel like he's just. Every time he fights, I feel like I learn something, and it's almost so good. I say I learn, I see what he's doing, and it's just I'm not even capable of it, and I love that. I love seeing people with such oddities able to do what they do, and he's not a wrestler, and he's fought wrestlers, and guys try to take him down, and he just gets the fuck out of the way. He doesn't sprawl, he doesn't defend, he just moves out of the way. It's the best way to not get hit by a train is get off the tracks, and man, he's the best at that, and I love that. I love strikers that don't even acknowledge wrestlers, and that's hard for me because I'm a wrestler and I feel like I can take guys down, especially good strikers, but man, he's just something special.
I would say Mighty Mouse. I think Mighty Mouse is probably one of the most elite fighters I've ever seen. Just the way he just puts everything together so fluently, so smoothly. Yeah, he's a smaller guy, but to me he's up there. I don't know, I'll put him at a really high rank. I know a lot of people who say Jones as well. Jones is up there, but if I can put a list, I would say Mighty Mouse. Khabib is just pound for pound, but we all know Khabib just goes out there and take you down and rape you. I'm sorry, take you down and just, have his way. But Mighty Mouse to me just puts everything together. It's not even a highlight to say he does this or that. He just puts everything together. He embodies MMA. He's a great boxer. He's a great kickboxer. He's a great wrestler, submission specialist. He does everything. Unfortunately, he wasn't as popular because of whatever notoriety, but to me, he's just the perfect one.
I love watching Bullet, Valentina Shevchenko. She's just magical, Yeah, I love watching her. Yeah, she's so technical and stuff. Yeah.